Here's your daily reminder that the Democrat Party and woke corporations think black people and brown people are too stupid or too helpless to have a photo ID to vote. Hello once again, all my fellow patriots and you filthy leftist stalkers out there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela Box. You're watching Angela's Soapbox, where I always say what you were thinking. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, liking or rumbling this video, commenting on this video, and of course, sharing this video, especially with your filthy leftist friends, because they truly hate my guts, and for me, that's a badge of honor. Okay, before we get into this analogy that I've come up with, because I think it's pretty accurate, I want to give a shout out to the tech at LabCorp yesterday that I went to go give some blood for some labs, and she recognized me because of she goes, I knew the name and your raspy voice, so I wanted to give a shout out to her because she was real cool. All right, so the sea turtle killing plastic straw. Guys, I really do feel like, and Fred and I came up with this analogy yesterday. I was like, I feel like that we're in, well, those of us paying attention know that we are in very biblical times, but like all of us are kind of the Israelites, and Trump is Moses, and the deep state is Pharaoh, and he will not let our people go. So let's discuss this, because this second would-be assassin, I mean, it's such an obvious, another setup, inside job, and let's discuss it. Okay, so a few things here. Yes, every single time, this is now the second assassination attempt that Trump has survived. He was shot at. The Secret Service, there's a mole somewhere, all right? So it's either in Homeland Security, or it's in DHS, or it's at, it is DHS, Homeland Security, Secret Service, or somewhere, something in the milk ain't clean. Obviously, the deep state at all is doing this. And I really do feel like that at this point, biblical references, Trump being a Moses character, a Moses figure, trying to liberate the Israelites from the grip of Pharaoh and the Egyptians. And remember in the Bible what happened with Pharaoh. Moses kept going to Pharaoh and say, let my people go. Pharaoh would not do it. So the plagues came down upon Pharaoh and the Egyptians. And it took a very, very long time for Moses to liberate the Israelites from the Egyptians. But eventually they were liberated. And I think that's kind of what we're dealing with now. I'm not saying that Trump is a Christ figure or literally Moses or anything like that. But I do think the hand of God is on Trump. Like, I don't think we can deny that at this point. You don't escape two assassination attempts that are clearly inside jobs without higher power being at work here. So this Ryan Routh guy has been outed as being a rabid Democrat. He has a Biden-Harris sticker on his truck. He had post after post after post, like crazy, pro-Ukraine, pro-Azov battalion, and the Azov battalion, which a lot of us who are conspiracy theorists know that they've got deep neo-Nazi ties. He went to the mat for Israel. He called for Iran to assassinate Trump. I mean, this guy is like pretty deep state. And a lot of questions are being asked about this guy. Like, first of all, he's unemployed, but how does he afford to go to Ukraine? Not once, not twice, but several times. How is he like getting all around the country, doing these protests, etc., if he doesn't have any money? How does he afford to live in Hawaii? Hawaii is one of the most expensive states out there to live in. I don't care who you are. It's very expensive to live in. And, not only that, but weirdly enough, there's a account on Twitter, X. I hate saying Twitter. I'm trying to break myself of saying that. On X, this guy named Black Insurrectionist, he has some really good points. So I'm going to read you a couple of the points he made, because I want to give credit where credit is due. But evidently, the New York Times, and I'm gonna do screenshots as I'm reading this so you can see this. What are the chances that CBS News, the New York Times, Semaphore, Newsweek, and several other media outlets all known for their disdain of Donald Trump, were in contact with Trump's attempted assassin, Ryan Routh. This is far from normal. Number one, Routh was featured in the New York Times in March 2023 for his efforts to recruit fighters for Ukraine. Number two, CBS News even admits to texting frequently with him for over a year during the early stages of the war. Number three, Semaphore interviewed him about recruiting Afghan mercenaries for Ukraine. Where is this? Oh, there's all kinds of stuff that he puts in there. But let me just highlight this by saying that the deep state, Egypt, Pharaoh was in contact with this guy many times. And it's very strange. It's also very strange that this guy just so happened to be on Trump's golf course when Trump was there. And when Trump had no communication with anybody that he was going to be on the golf course, that he was going to be not campaigning. These are the kinds of things that, again, someone would have to have inside knowledge to know these things. And, you know, the media and Democrats now are not even hiding it anymore. They're actually openly calling for Trump to be assassinated or, quote, eliminated. Like Dan Goldman, this lunatic congressman out of New York, who I'm wondering if he's on the Epstein client list somewhere. But I digress. He went on, I think MSNBC, he went on Ginger Goebbels, a.k.a. Jen Psaki's show the other day, and he said that, you know, Trump cannot be allowed to get back into power. He must be, quote, eliminated. Like, literally saying he needs to be assassinated. So I think that this idea of assassination against Trump is now going to be normalized by the left and by the media. And so we need to prepare ourselves for this because they will not stop. Like, they will not stop. But I know that these deep state psychopaths and demonic people who have a whole hell of a lot at stake here, because not only do we know that they can't have Trump back because maybe of their proclivities that perhaps Epstein had recorded or P. Diddy has recorded. Sean Combs now is being wrapped up in a big-time grand jury investigation. He's going to be arrested on, looks like maybe RICO charges. And we know that Sean Puff Daddy Combs was recording a lot of people in the entertainment industry, very similar to what Epstein was doing. And look, let's put the over-under on Sean Puff Daddy, Diddy Combs, whatever. He's going to be suicided. He's going to be Epstein, I think, within a month, over under a month, probably under. Like, they've got, look, the point is they have a lot at stake here, and they cannot allow Trump back into power. So they're not even hiding it anymore. This idea that this guy was probably tipped off somehow, some way, that he was working maybe with a foreign government, Ukraine, Iran, our deep state actors, and they're not even like denying that that's a thing anymore. They're kind of cheering him on. I mean, Ryan Routh's son is out there saying, you know, everybody should want my father to have succeeded. And, you know, Trump would have, he should have been killed. Everyone knows he should have been killed. He's Hitler. And these people are basically calling for the death of Donald Trump now because the rhetoric that they keep espousing, saying that MAGA extremists, Trump is an extremist, Trump is a threat to democracy, Trump, working with Russia, working with all the things. So we know now, without a shadow of a doubt, that the deep state is involved in these assassination attempts, because obviously something in the milk ain't clean about the first one, and something in the milk definitely ain't clean about the second one. Now, we have someone who's alive. This Ryan Routh is alive. For now, I imagine he'll be Epstein pretty soon also. But for now, the guy is alive. And I do think that he was certainly communicating with overseas accounts, just like Thomas Crooks was communicating with encrypted overseas accounts. Obviously, the stuff with Thomas Crooks was scrubbed as quickly as humanly possible. Same with Ryan Routh, scrubbed off Meta, scrubbed off X. But there are screenshots showing that, yes, indeed, this guy's a rabid Democrat. Yes, indeed, this guy, was in contact with all these media sources, which is so weird. The whole thing is very, very sus. Not only that, remember that CNN, who never ever broadcast a Trump rally, was broadcasting Trump's rally on July 13th. And also, I can't remember which media outlet, but one of the media outlets, which again never would give Trump any publicity at all, was like on his golf course videotaping, just so happens as this guy was trying to kill him. So, I mean, look, once, some people may be like, all right, these are just a lot of coincidences. But at this point, there's now been 2 attempts on his life that are definitely sus and definitely scream inside job. And anybody but the most rabid idiot Democrat has got to say, okay, first of all, hand of God is involved in this. And I hope that I hope the Lord continues to protect Donald Trump. I think he is protecting Donald Trump. But also that, these forces, they're trying to stop him at any cost. So that just has to beg the question again, what does Trump have on them? It's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. It's a whole lot. And so as Trump being the Moses figure, trying to escape the rest of us Israelites from the deep state, the grip of the deep state, i.e. Pharaoh, I think we're going to keep seeing Pharaoh trying to stop Moses, trying to stop the Israelites from escaping. But we know how that story ends. And it ends with the liberation of the Israelites. And I do think it's going to end with the liberation of us from the deep state. We just have to keep pushing. We have to keep exposing, and we have to keep asking questions. All right, that's where I'm going to leave this video. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I will see you in the next one. Thy will be done. Bye.